In the Indo-Pacific, power has just shifted. The region, long a crossroads of commerce and conflict, is now witnessing a transformation that could echo for decades to come. On February 10, 2026, the United States and the Philippines signed a landmark security pact, an agreement that promises to reshape not only the future of Asia, but the balance of power across the globe. This isn't just another handshake for the cameras. It's a calculated strategic pivot with consequence that ripple from the bustling streets of Shanghai to the corridors of power in Washington, D.C. and beyond. The agreement, forged in the shadow of rising maritime tensions and territorial disputes, fundamentally alters Asia's security landscape. It signals a new era of military cooperation and deterrence in a region where the stakes have never been higher. For the Philippines, this is more than a diplomatic gesture. It's a bold, calculated move to secure its sovereignty and protect its people, especially as external pressures mount along its vulnerable coastlines and islands. For the United States, the pact is a reaffirmation of its enduring Pacific presence. It's a clear message that America remains committed to its allies and to maintaining stability in a region critical to its interests. Around the world, leaders and analysts are watching closely. The world sees a new chapter unfolding in the ongoing great power competition, with the US and China vying for influence and control. The pact creates a strategic corridor, opening new US military access points across the Philippine archipelago. It strengthens alliances, enhances joint training, and builds a network designed to counterbalance the growing influence of regional powers. At the heart of this deal lies the South China Sea, a vital artery for global trade, where trillions of dollars in goods pass each year. Instability here doesn't just threaten local economies, it sends shockwaves through markets and supply chains worldwide. The pact aims to ensure freedom of navigation and uphold international law, reinforcing the rules-based order. But it also raises the stakes, turning what was once a regional dispute into a potential global flashpoint, where any miscalculation could have far-reaching consequences. The Philippines has chosen to double down on its oldest alliance after years of escalating tensions, diplomatic maneuvering, and shifting regional loyalties. This decision marks a turning point in its foreign policy. This move is the result of both vulnerability and strategic calculation, a response to growing threats, but also a proactive step to shape the region's future. As we unpack this agreement, we'll explore its deep historical roots, the details of what's at stake, and the far-reaching consequences that could redefine not just Asia, but the entire world order. To truly understand today's landmark agreement, we must first look back at a relationship shaped by both close partnership and deep-seated resentment. The story of the United States and the Philippines is not just one of allies, but of a complex, evolving bond that has weathered dramatic shifts over more than a century. The US-Philippines relationship began in the aftermath of the Spanish-American War, when the Philippines became an American colony. This era left behind not only infrastructure and institutions, but also deep scars, mistrust, and a legacy of resistance among Filipinos who longed for self-determination. After finally gaining independence in 1946, the Philippines and the US quickly became Cold War allies. Their partnership was anchored by the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty and the presence of massive US military bases like Subic Bay and Clark Air Base, which became symbols of both security and American influence in the region. These bases brought economic benefits and jobs, but also fueled nationalist friction and protests. Many Filipinos saw them as reminders of colonial control, sparking debates about sovereignty and the true cost of American protection. In the early 1990s, a surge of Philippine nationalism led the Senate to reject a new bases agreement, forcing the closure of US installations. The alliance entered a period of uncertainty, and the once close partnership began to drift apart. The focus of cooperation shifted to counter-terrorism and disaster response, but the strategic alignment that once defined the alliance faded, leaving both sides questioning the future of their relationship. In recent years, Manila pivoted toward China, with leaders voicing anti-American rhetoric and even threatening to scrap key military agreements. Tensions rose as the Philippines sought new partnerships, and the US watched its influence wane. The alliance seemed to be on the brink of collapse, with many observers wondering if this historic partnership, forged in war and peace, was coming to an end. Yet today's New Deal marks a dramatic reversal of that decline, signaling a renewed commitment to cooperation and a fresh chapter in this storied alliance. Why this shift? The answer lies in the South China Sea. The Philippines has faced aggressive actions in its waters, harassed fishing vessels, maritime militias, and confrontations with larger foreign ships. The strategy of seeking closer ties with Beijing failed to protect Philippine sovereignty, pushing Manila to rethink its security. A new consensus emerged. Diplomacy alone wasn't enough. With new leadership and renewed U.S. interest in Indo-Pacific alliances, the Philippines became the missing link in a regional security chain. Quiet negotiations and joint planning set the stage for today's announcement. The oldest U.S. alliance in Asia is not just repaired, it's upgraded for a new era. The Comprehensive Archipelagic Defense Partnership is a significant update to the historic 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, which has long served as the cornerstone of U.S.-Philippine security relations. This new agreement builds on decades of cooperation, adapting to the evolving security landscape in the Indo-Pacific. Instead of establishing massive, permanent Cold War-era bases, the deal creates a network of cooperative security locations, smaller, more agile sites scattered across the Philippine archipelago. These outposts are designed for flexibility, rapid deployment, and resilience, making it harder for any adversary to target or disrupt operations. U.S. forces will now have rotational access to strategically important bases, especially those near the contested South China Sea and the vital Luzon Strait. This access allows for quicker response times to regional threats and enhances the ability to support allies in times of crisis. A key component of the partnership is a multi-billion-dollar U.S. security assistance package aimed at modernizing the Philippine military. This includes not just funding, but also the transfer of advanced defense systems, training, and logistical support. The Philippines will receive new patrol vessels to secure its vast maritime borders, state-of-the-art drones for surveillance and reconnaissance, and advanced radar systems to detect and track potential threats. These upgrades will significantly boost the country's ability to monitor and defend its territory, especially in contested waters. Joint military exercises between the U.S. and the Philippines will become more frequent and sophisticated, incorporating cutting-edge technology and simulating a wider range of scenarios, from humanitarian assistance to high-intensity conflict. Intelligence sharing and maritime domain awareness will be taken to a new level, with both nations working together to create a real-time, comprehensive picture of activity in the region. This will help deter aggression and ensure a rapid, coordinated response to any incident. Philippine President Bonifacio Jr. emphasized that the partnership is rooted in the pursuit of peace, stability, and the upholding of international law, reassuring the public that sovereignty and national interests remain paramount. The U.S. President echoed these sentiments, stating, "Our commitment to the Philippines is ironclad," and highlighting the enduring alliance between the two nations. The message to the world is unmistakable. This partnership represents a united front, dedicated to maintaining a free, open, and secure Indo-Pacific region for all. While the language of the agreement is diplomatic and measured, the strategic intent is clear: to deter aggression, strengthen alliances, and ensure regional stability. In short, this deal marks a turning point, a true game-changer for regional security, signaling a new era of cooperation and preparedness in the face of emerging challenges. For the Philippines, this is a high-stakes gamble. The hope U.S. presence and a modernized military will deter further encroachment in the West Philippine Sea, but controversy simmers at home. Critics fear the Philippines is becoming a pawn in a great power struggle, risking autonomy and making itself a target. Economic risks loom too. China is a major trading partner, and retaliation could hit trade, tourism, and investment. The government bets that other partners, US, Japan, Europe, will fill any void. Success depends on delivering real benefits, safer seas, a stronger military, and economic stability. President Bonifacio Jr. has staked his legacy on this alliance. The nation now waits to see if the gamble pays off. The stakes couldn't be higher. For Washington, this deal is a strategic victory. The Philippines' geography is irreplaceable. Its bases offer a vantage point over the South China Sea and rapid crisis response. The agreement strengthens the U.S. alliance network, making deterrence more credible. This isn't just about U.S. troops. It's about building Philippine capacity to defend itself. Politically, it signals American reliability and reassures other allies. The U.S. is moving beyond permanent bases to a more flexible, respectful partnership. But risks remain. A conflict in the South China Sea could draw the U.S. into direct confrontation. Success depends on clear communication and shared resolve. Beijing swiftly condemned the pact, calling it a threat to regional peace. China sees the deal as a provocative act of encirclement and will likely increase its military presence in disputed waters. The risk of miscalculation and escalation rises. Economically, the Philippines braces for Chinese retaliation, boycotts, reduced tourism, and stalled investments. Other Southeast Asian nations watch closely, torn between relief and anxiety. The deal complicates their balancing act between the US and China. Most want to avoid choosing sides, but this agreement forces tough questions about their own security. The regional chessboard is in motion. Experts say this deal isn't about a new Cold War, but about restoring balance. Dr. Evelyn Reed of CSIS notes, this agreement is a counterweight, making unilateral aggression much costlier. The Philippines' location is crucial, at the crossroads of the Pacific and Indian Oceans near the Luzon Strait and Taiwan. The US isn't just defending Manila's claims, it's securing global commerce and key strategic positions. Modern alliances are evolving. This is about co-development, not dependency. The US provides tools and training, but the Philippines becomes the primary defender of its own space. It's a partnership of equals, with both sides invested. The real test is political will. Consistent, long-term commitment is essential. Adversaries will probe for weakness. Signing the deal is just the beginning. Building a resilient partnership is the real challenge. The future depends on enduring resolve. This story may seem distant, but it affects us all. The South China Sea's stability impacts global trade, supply chains, and prices at home. It's not just foreign policy, it's a kitchen table issue. The deal tests whether disputes are settled by law or force, and whether small nations can choose their own path. The outcome will set a global precedent. Opportunity and peril are both present, stability or escalation. Staying informed is a responsibility. These decisions shape the world we live in. The future of peace in the Pacific is being written now, and it matters to all of us.